Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to get my stuff. I just have to get my coffee and giving people a chance to get in. I was just finishing up with my prayers. And yeah, let's try to find this man. I tried to put his face on the background picture, but I couldn't get it to stay. So I'm open and receptive to receiving any messages from my spirit guides, or the spirit guides of Timothy Edward Hancock, but they call him Timothy. They call him TIMBO in Georgia, where he's from. Okay. Let me just put my cards away. These cards, these are my prayers. Okay. This case just came in front of me not too long ago, and I know you can't see my smoke, so that's gonna bother me. So I have to find a way of letting you guys see the smoke. And I don't know, for some reason it makes a difference to me. But don't worry, I have a picture of him. Hi, Holly. Hi, Session. Okay, I'm from New York, but I'm working on this case. Just let me know if the music is a little bit too loud. Let me know if you can hear me. I can make it lower. Welcome in from India. Welcome to the Mystic Brady Bunch. Welcome in. I'm just trying to get the picture of this missing man. I think he's in his 50s, early 50s. Here he is. Here he is. Okay. And these are the only pictures I have. When I get a case, can you guys hear me? I think I just turned it up. Oh, I turned it off. I need it. I need it on. I'm sorry. There, that's better. Right? That's better. When I do a case, I do the research. I try to gather any information I can from Facebook or social media, because any kind of videos of the person talking or the person waving or just videos or pictures help me, because I make it big on my iPad and I touch their face and I try to get some energy from it. And like, I know this is going to sound a little scary, but last night I felt like I was talking with him. Okay, I do not know if he is in the physical world or the spiritual world. We're going to talk about that, okay? Can you give me a shout out? It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Jackson. Okay, but this is kind of a serious video, so I'm not going to pay attention that much to the chat, because when I start to channel, I have to just pay attention to my vibe, the music, and the person I'm looking for. Okay, so this person is Love 10. Oh, Taurus girl, you're Love 10. I love your name. I love your new, is that your new name for your new channel? I wanted to show you a picture. That's why I always want your number, because I want to I sent this picture out to my other psychic friends, Ruby, just a Texas medium, and also Psychic and Magical, and also Tammy, but I didn't have your number. So here's his picture. See if you get anything from him. He's about 6 foot. He looks very wiry, thin to me in my head. This is a better picture. Okay, he keeps on flipping. He keeps flipping. But I think he's like that. I think he's a joker. Okay, this is a better one, I think. And then before I get my coffee, you could see his legs, you know, he's thin man. Likes to feel grounded, yes. And then here is more pictures. This is for the psychics out there, and everybody, even if you don't feel like you're psychic, sometimes you can get energy. And I have notes, and I'm gonna read all about it to you. I'm just trying to get this so that you guys could see the smoke. I don't know why that's important to me, but it is. Can you see the smoke there? Okay. He didn't like getting his picture taken. He's one of those people that doesn't like getting their picture taken. My mom was like that. She would always want to be ready for the picture. Okay. Now, I will be right back, guys. And this is not really showing you the smoke. I don't know why it's so important to me, but it is. Okay. If anybody is on here that is not over 18 or 21, you need to go off. You need to go off. This is an adult channel. Okay. We're looking for a missing man from Tifton, Georgia. The zip code is 31794. And at the end of the video, I will give the detective's number. If anybody has any information they don't feel comfortable telling me, it's okay. I'm not a detective. Okay, I'm a little bit of a psychic detective is what I do, but I have Detective Molden's phone number that you can call if you have any information. Maybe you saw him, maybe you saw somebody that looks like him. Okay, but I'm just gonna grab my coffee. Let me just show you again one of his pictures. I really feel like he looked more like, I don't know if he had a beard or not, but this picture is not a great picture, but that has his essence in it. I'm not sure if anybody understands what I'm talking about, but certain pictures have your essence, and some pictures don't even look like you, you know? Okay, let's see. Let's get yes, love 10. I feel like that too. He lived with his sister, and he never liked to go out at night because there was behind his house were like woody area and swamps, and he didn't like that. His sister said he left without his shoes on, and that was February. Let me see. Echo, what was the weather?
Good afternoon, Katrina. Right now in San Angelo, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny
Echo,
skies.
stop. Echo, What was the weather in Tifton, Georgia on February 24th, 2025? Echo. What was the weather in Tifton, Georgia in February 2025?
If you are asking about the weather in Tifton, Georgia, USA in February 2025, the temperatures were a few degrees below normal. It is not possible to provide a more specific answer than this, as weather can vary year to year, month to month, and even day to day. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you
No,
want to hear it?
no. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Katrina Brady. You might know me as Mystic Brady. I'm a psychic medium. We are looking for a man named Timothy Edward Hancock. Okay. His friends and family called him TIMBO. He was a father and a grandfather and a brother and a son. He is, okay? One day in February 2025, he went outside the house, and that was the last anybody saw of him. He lived with his sister, and reason why I'm putting these here is these are my Zelda dowsing rods. I don't like to usually use them, but I took them out for Timothy. I took them out for him. Okay. I've been meditating on him, thinking about him. I was supposed to do this video a couple of days ago, but that's okay. There's a lot of things going on in my house. And I really don't like to do my videos at night. For some reason, I get freaked out lately. Like, unless it's, like a missing case, I kind of want to do them during the day with the light. So sometimes it's possible, sometimes it isn't possible. But I am trying to do my best, and if anybody has any information and they've seen this man in Tifton, Georgia, please, please, please let us know. And I will give you... Sorry, it takes me a while to get started. Let me see. Little one spoke to a woman in Roswell, New Mexico, told me that her mother could hear her. Okay, I don't know what that means. Thank you. Love 10, you're going to pull some card. Love 10 is also a reader, psychic reader, and empath, and she works. I have an organization called, it's a very small organization, but hopefully it'll be bigger one day, and it's called Empath Empire. Okay, and that's where anybody who's a light worker, who maybe has some intuition, some psychic abilities, and definitely an empath, tries to find the missing. Okay, missing children, missing people. Okay, because they didn't just, fly off the earth. They are somewhere. Everybody is somewhere. Okay, so let me just give you detective. Oh, this pen doesn't work. This is what happens. I get technical difficulties. Okay. Hey, I'm from Timmy from East London. Welcome in. Welcome in. I went to London twice. My grandmother was born in England, and my sister lived there for 15 years, and her daughter, she had 3 daughters there. Okay, so let me just give you his name. I have it written down for myself, but oh, my music. I have to have this music on. I don't know what it does. Okay. He was born in June, I think June 2nd, so that would make him a Gemini. He goes by TIMBO, and he's missing from Tifton, Georgia. Okay, Tifton, Georgia, USA. And the detective's name is Maudlin, Detective Morden, and it's 229-402-6809. Okay, let me just, I know this is backwards. This is probably backwards. What I'll do is I could take a picture of it. Okay, let me just read it to you. Detective Maud, MAULDIN, 229-402-6809. 229-402-6809. I don't know how else to do it. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, I was going to do a video, but then I said maybe I could reach more people, because this case really hasn't, I never heard about it until I was on Facebook, and actually either the niece, the aunt, or the sister actually got in touch with me. She saw my information and she said, I need your help, and I'm going to try to help her as much as I can. Timothy Edward Hancock, his name is TIMBO. Detective Malden, 229-402-6809. When did he go missing? February 2025. So I think it was February 24th, 2025. So he's gone a long time. He's gone a long time, which is really, really sad. And that's why, I felt the need to get this done, and I wanted to do it last night. And now let me tell you what I heard last night. I have to write it down with my Dr. Seuss pen. Okay. I don't have a read. A lot of times I'll have a read, like I'll feel like the person is in spirit, and I'll tell you. You know that, I'll tell you. Now, this is all my opinion. I could be wrong, and I always hope that I'm wrong. But what I don't hope I'm wrong about is where we could find the missing. Okay? That I hope I'm okay with. All right? What I heard was, I see a vision of TIMBO, right? And I tell him I'm sorry because I couldn't do the reading last night. Sometimes I get freaked out at night, like, I don't, unless I meditate, I don't usually see the spirit in front of me or my spirit guides in front of me. I'll get a vision, like a flash, and I'll see the person, or I'll hear something, clairaudient. Because I told my spirit guides and God a long time ago, I don't want to see the visions unless I am fully open and receptive and tapping in. Please don't let me see the visions. Let me hear, and let me just like, almost like a dream-like state. That wouldn't scare me. So I see him and he has like something in between his teeth. Like he has a big space between his teeth, or there's something with his teeth. Like a couple of teeth are knocked out. And so he's putting either his cigarette, his joint, or a piece of, even a stick out that. Like he always constantly has to be chewing on something. And I was like, why are you doing that? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, ma'am, I'm waiting on you. Katrina, I'm waiting on you. And I was like, I'm sorry I didn't do your reading last night or the night before. And he was like, that's okay. I'm waiting on you. I was like, are you going to tell me where you are? And I've written down your name several times. I've written down the notes. I've talked to another psychic about you. And he was like, Katrina, well, ma'am, I'm waiting on you. Okay. Now, I have some information from another psychic that I was working with on this case, and she has her own channel, but I said, are you going to do a video? She said, no, probably not going to do a video. She hasn't been doing videos in a while. But I said, am I allowed to use what information you gave me? And she said, sure. But so later on, I will tell you what she gave me. And her name is Ruby, just a Texas medium. She's on YouTube as well. To show that God loves you so much that he sent his only son to die for his sins. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so I'll show you what Ruby discussed with me. She's excellent at mapping, so I asked her a favor to please do the mapping for me because I'm not great at the mapping. And when we say mapping, like we put the address in, we put the area in to Google, and we see what we feel hot on. And there was a couple of things that both of us felt hot on. But I'll talk about what Ruby, just Texas medium on YouTube, got. But she's not gonna do a video, she said, because she hasn't been doing videos and she's very busy. She's about to become a grandmother. Okay. Anyhow, let's get started. How this works is I take a couple of cleansing breaths and then I start shuffling, and then I read my notes, but they're telling me to shuffle for now. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. Just felt like some peace came over me. Wish there was a way I could shuffle and put him in your eyesight. Can I do that? Just ignore my messy table, okay? I do my artwork, my readings, my entertaining, everything, okay? It didn't work. Okay. Eh. Okay. Didn't work. It's alright. It's okay. It's all good, neighborhood. Alright, where's my cards? Okay, so his name is Timothy Hancock. We've said that a lot of times now to get his energy out there. And I'm going to start with the crime cards. Although I will be very, very honest with you, I feel like an accident. Okay, so this whole thing is bringing up, those of you who don't know me, I do this a lot. I do work on a lot of missing people, children cases. Okay, and there was this girl, her name was Jocelyn. Her name is Jocelyn Fuentes, I believe. I have it in my book. And she went missing. She was only like 20 or 21. And she went missing after a barbecue. And everybody's talking about how she was murdered and she was taken to somebody's house and she was this and she was that. And I was like, no, I'm not feeling that. And usually, you know, I'm feeling if it's a murder, if it's something, you know, and I am not God, so I could be wrong. Okay? And this is really for entertainment and educational purposes only. And it's my opinion. But anyhow, long story short, Jocelyn, I kept hearing it was an accident. Katrina, I was stupid. Katrina, I messed up. Right? So at the party she was drinking, she was also smoking pot. And then she got in her car and it was really dark and she went to go a different way. She maybe went during the day, but at night it was different. And her car fell down the embankment. Where's my book? This is important. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Hold up. Hold up. Here it is. This is just one of my many books, right? Okay. The reason why this is important, Jocelyn Smith, unfortunately there's so many missing people that I have to have many books. Riley Strain, that was also an accident too. Sebastian Rogers, I'll speak on him again. 1 second, 1 second. Oh, Lyric Cook, that was the 2 girls. Oh, that was terrible. 1 second, guys. I know I just saw it the other day. Jocelyn Smith, Lori Page, Madeline Soda. Oh, this might not be the book. This might not be. It might be my older book. Yeah, this is my newer book. Okay. Anyhow, Elijah Vu. Okay. It's probably my other book over there. What I'm saying is, the car, I kept seeing the car go like in between 2 mountains. And the car was stuck and she couldn't get out and she died. You know, it was a car accident. And then a cop about a month later, that was Ruby at Just Texas Medium, said a cop will be off duty and find her body. But guess what? An off-duty cop was taking a walk and found her car in between 2 mountains, and the car was facing downward. Okay, I gotta show you. Only because it helps me. It helps me to feel confidence. Oh. I need a bigger studio. Really do. Here it is. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I can't even fit in here. I can't fit. Okay. We Will Find You. This is my other book, right? First one on the docket. Jolissa. When was she found? 10/10, my mother's birthday. 2022. Reason. Accident. Okay? Why am I showing you this? It's okay. It's only 5 people in the house. All right. So I have time. Why am I showing you this? It helps me with my confidence. So give me a minute to find my notes on it. Here it is. My husband was in the hospital again because he has kidney disease and heart disease and kidney stones, and he was in the hospital. Came home, took out my book, started drawing. Right? You would say, well, weren't you worried about your husband? Yeah, but sometimes spirit talks to me. This case was going on. This is exactly how a car was found. I don't have a picture yet for Timothy, but he's given me pictures. So this girl was found in a car. The only reason why she didn't survive is because 2 reasons. Because she got kind of knocked out and she was stuck in the car, and nobody found her until weeks later. And she kept telling me, I messed up. Katrina, I messed up. It's my fault. Like everybody had, there was the Mexican mob was after her. Her father did it, all this stuff. And I was like, no, it was just an accident. It was an accident. You can't drink and drive. You can't, and drive at night, and you can't smoke, at night. And it was just an accident. And that's what she always told me. This is where her car was found. And what Ruby, Just the Texas medium, said came true too. Okay. Anyhow, that and $7 will get you a free coffee from Starbucks. Okay, so I'm asking spirit guides, my spirit guides, and spirit guides of Timothy Hancock. And you have spirit guides when you're alive, and you have spirit guides when you're passed on to the other side. So I'm not saying yet a feeling either way, because he's looking at me and he's like, I'm waiting on you, Katrina. I'm waiting on you. Okay, because I am a procrastinator. So in other words, he doesn't want to give me the information until I'm fully in. And I am fully in on you, Timothy Hancock, TIMBO. So please let us know what happened to you. Where are you? Am I using the right cards? He's like, maybe, maybe not. Is he a joker? Because I feel like he's a joker. He likes to make people laugh. Just said that fateful walk. I went on a fateful walk, Katrina. Okay. And now he didn't have a cell phone. I found that out from his family as well. So it's very strange in 2025 to not have a phone and to not have shoes on. But he did struggle with mental illness, his family said. I believe it was bipolar and schizophrenia. I'm not 100% sure. But that's what I thought I read. In they have it on Facebook. It's on Facebook, and I think it's on TikTok as well. And I shared it. And I'm sharing it now. So I'm hoping that somebody knows something. Somebody does know something, and they're just afraid to say it. And that's not saying that they hurt him or committed anything wrong, but they just know about where he might be. Okay, so I'm going to ask my spirit guides to come in to tap in very strongly. Please and thank you. Yeah, and I want to go back to my other...
A Chewy pharmacy order is on the way for Summit, who loves fresh air. Like
into Timothy. I'm using these cards, and like I said, I'm not 100% invested that there was a crime. Okay? All right, the first card that I got was and I'm saying in my head for the past couple of days, what happened to TIMBO? What happened to Timothy Edward Hancock? After he left his house to either go for a walk or to do something. I did tell his family members that I did see him get picked up by a car. First, he walks down this road, and the road is like a little bit away from the house. And he does get picked up in a car to give him a ride to somewhere. I know that was exchanged, like those words were exchanged. Okay. This is a psychic channel, so I'm doing a case right now, so there's nothing really I could do but just say hi. If you need help, please call 911. Okay. I'm doing a case, so I'm probably not going to look at the chat. So I do have the first card that I got was drugs may be an important factor in this case. Now, whether it was the phone, that he got a phone call at home in the house saying, meet me outside or I'll come pick you up, or he just decided to go outside and the car that passed him said, I know about something with drugs. I could get you to that place. I could drop you off at that place. So that's the first card that I got from those cards. The next one is, and I'm not 100% sure, none of this is 100% sure, because I have to feel it. But this one says, killer sustained a wound during the murder. The background music is for the third eye opening. It helps me with my psychic readings. So I'm very sorry. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay. Yeah. Ruby got that too. But I don't know. I feel like I'm getting the Jocelyn Fuentes feeling. So in other words, an accident, accidental. I do see there was an argument, and Ruby said that too. I see an argument between two men, one of them being Timothy, another man, and a woman, actually. The woman I see is like 5'6", very thin, about 5'6", really thin, skinny. Auburn hair, something on her face, like pimples or sores on her face. And the other two men are tall. Like, I feel like a misunderstanding, and then like, because I see Timothy, and I kept on getting a shadow from his throat to his chest area. So like, this is the throat chakra, and then there's going down to the solar plexus, or even the chest. So right here to here. So like, is he ingesting a pill, or is he being punched right here, or pushed back and being pushed back? There's a pushback and some sort of accident. Okay, let's see more with the cards. But this is saying that the killer sustained a wound during the murder. Okay. A friend knows something. And that's so true. A friend knows something, but is afraid that they're going to get in trouble. And that's why they've kept it. They're keeping it to themselves. But a friend definitely knows something. This is incense, Palo Santo. It helps me with the reading. No, I don't smoke. Okay. Let me just shuffle one more time. I'm going to put these original cards back in to see if it changes the narrative. And then I'll tell you what I see in my head. I might do the dowsing rods. Timothy Hancock. What happened to Timothy Hancock? I hear, like, right after he left the house, he really wanted to go back home to the house. Like, you know when you feel like, oh, I made a mistake. So I'm feeling like the Jocelyn Fuentes energy, like I messed up. I made a mistake. But I do see somebody push him, and maybe that push wasn't meant to kill. That push was just meant to, like, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. And then that push, something fatal happened. Witnesses may fear coming forward with valuable information. See, I mean, and the family knows that there's somebody out there or a couple of people. Like I said, 2 men, 1 woman is the key. At least 3 people. That's the key. But they're so frightened. Witnesses may fear coming forward with valuable information. What else can you tell me, Spirit? Like an accident happened, and instead of calling the cops or calling an ambulance, they just left him there. When I spoke about this case to Ruby, just a Texas medium, that's what she was saying too. Like, we're not going to go back to that place anymore because that's where he is. And at first I thought, is it outside? And we worked on, like, we were texting back and forth. And we both decided that it was inside, that he's inside his body. And I mean, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, and he's, you know, he's safe somewhere, taking his medicine, and, you know, I just saw his face, and he shook his head no. Okay. He's like, keep on going, Katrina, keep on going. Victim had a history with the killer. Victim had a history with the killer. Okay, I'm reading it. It's funny that you say outhouse. Can you describe the outhouse, Taurus girl? Because I was getting a metal house, and Ruby, just a Texas medium, she was getting a metal hanger. Okay. Yeah. I get like, no, I don't smoke. Everybody sees this and they think I smoke. No, this is incense. It's a spiritual thing. And if I did smoke, I wouldn't be ashamed of it. I need the smoke. The smoke carries information for me. So the victim definitely has a history with the killer. So in other words, Timothy, it's somebody Timothy knows. This crime will be solved in the distant future. That's what it says. Okay, I'm not going to do these cards anymore because they say not to do more than 2 pulls. I have other cards. Just put this, get the smoke on this to cleanse it. And I actually ordered more crime cards. They didn't get here yet though. Okay. In regards to Timothy Hancock, Timothy Edward Hancock, TIMBO, what happened to him? Where could we find him? What happened to him? Please show me in my mind, and any psychic out there, Taurus girl, and anybody else, show us where we could find TIMBO, where we could find Timothy Edward Hancock, missing man from Georgia. Where can we find Timothy Edward Hancock? He's a brother, he's a father, he's a son, he's a grandfather. And they miss him. And I'm also getting something with an animal, like a little dog and a cat. A little dog and a cat that miss him as well. What happened with Timothy Edward Hancock? Timothy Edward Hancock. I just heard I trusted people I shouldn't have, I had no business trusting them. Just heard a very heavy southern accent. I had no business trusting them. I had trusted these people, and I'm the fool that trusted them because they screwed me before. I'm sorry about that. Was it an accident, or did they actually do something to unalive you? He goes, it's an argument. I don't think they set out to unalive me. Because I've hung out with these people before. It was an accident. But I am getting like a push, like I'm feeling like the breath being pushed out of me, like, get back. Like Timothy goes, you know, this isn't what I paid for, or this isn't what you promised me. And then somebody very strong pushes him in a certain way that he goes back, maybe chokes on something, and falls back. And I'm getting like a metal, like it was interesting that you said restroom, and Ruby Texas Medium got a airplane hangar, and I'm getting, it's like a metal factory building, like an abandoned building, maybe where some people do drugs or, you know, hang out and nobody bothers you there, but now they haven't been going back. Okay. All right, before I show you these cards, and these are crime cards that I created with my husband, because he's very good at the pictures. I'm going to tell you what I see, and I did not see like blood. And I would always tell you if I saw blood, like the same thing. Jocelyn comes to me and is kind of telling me accident, right? So this is a man, he did not have a cell phone. He didn't even have shoes. He didn't have a car. But when I was first researching it, I felt like he went to a place and there was definitely an argument that ensued. And the place looked to me like a auto shop. So I don't know if he had a car in the auto shop or he had beef with somebody in the auto shop. But when I did research, the closest one to where he lived was Mike's Mobile Auto Repair. I don't know if it has any meaning. Okay. There's also Lavender Farm. I didn't feel hot on that. I didn't feel hot on that at all. Lavender Farm, I did not feel hot on. Mike's Mobile Auto Repair, I felt hot on that. Whether it gives a clue to the police or people can be spoken to, see if he went there, walked there, got dropped off there, anything. Had a car there ever. Okay. Vanceville County Country Line Road. He might have passed it. So I was iffy on that. Dillard's Lake, I didn't feel hot on that, but I think Ruby, the Just a Texas Medium, I think she felt a little bit on that one, a little warm on the Dillard's Lake. B&B Kennels, both of us felt a little bit hot on that, but that could be because he went there at another time. But that was, both of us had, were like, oh, I wonder. Or he could have been a dog lover and just visited. All right, with that being said, me feeling there was an altercation, but not on purpose, like the person didn't set out, let me kill this person. Let me kill this guy who's my friend. Or let me kill this guy who I know and I've hung out with him before. Okay? I feel like it was an accidental thing. And that's why nobody's hearing back from him. Okay? Because he would want to, is that right? He goes, I would always try to get back to my sister. I would always try to get back to my sister, and I have grandkids. I have kids and I have grandkids and my pets. Okay, that's what I thought. I got 6 to 12 months. It's already been a couple of months. I got all about the money. Was that what the argument was about? Was he supposed to pay for something, or he felt he paid for something? That's kind of what Ruby was saying, the Texas Medium. She was saying, like, this isn't what I paid for. This is not enough. Like, I gave you this money and this is all you're giving me? All about the money? I don't feel this energetically, but this came up when I was doing the cards. Okay? And it just says, cut with a knife. I don't feel that. I feel the push and fell back. But that card came up, so I'm going to be honest. It came up. And killer in of color, black. He was wearing black leather jacket. Black. The guy is wearing a hat. Oh, okay. So you feel the killer has color, black. He's wearing all black, black leather jacket, and hat. I'm seeing, you know what I'm seeing? The guy that pushed him, that has information, people used to always say, you guys look like brothers. You guys look like cousins. That's what I heard. No one really knows the real me except my parents, and they would call me out. Okay. So this is in terms of the case, all right? It says, I wear a mask. I change my personality based on who I'm talking to and what I want. No one really knows me except my parents, and they would call me out. The weird thing about this, why do I feel like, including Timothy Edward Hancock, why is he presenting as a teenager, and his friends too, but meanwhile they're in their 50s? But they're acting like they're a teenager. Is that why? He goes, Katrina, because we're doing things that we did when we were teenagers. Okay. And also because he says, I have problems. I have some problems mentally. So like the bipolar, the schizophrenia, that can present you as a teenager. But the other people, I'm seeing the other people presenting like a teenager. But when I look at their face, I'm like, these dudes and the woman, They're all in their late 40s, early 50s. So what's up with that? It's almost like a hippie vibe, but then too many years of addiction. Okay. So this one particular person, I wear a mask, and my personality is based on who I'm talking to and what I want. So that's very narcissistic, and no one really knows the real me except my parents. And let me just get this, because this is about to burn off. Let me put it down and get Palo Santo. 1 second. Okay, so we got buried deep 6 to 10 feet, and I'm not getting that. But I'll just show you my cards. That's all I can do is show you. Yeah, and the family was talking about getting cadaver dogs. The family was talking about bringing in the dogs. I know they had like the helicopters and the drones, but you really do need, you know, the hunting dogs, the cadaver dogs. And if there's this place where there's this metal, abandoned maybe factory or abandoned building that's mostly metal, where the kids would hang out, where teenagers would hang out because nobody's going to bother them. I feel very hot on that area. And then I will tell you, when I'm done with the cards, I will tell you what the last notes that I got from Ruby. This is Palo Santo, by the way. It just blesses everything, the area. No mischievous spirits are allowed to be around, just only good that will give us answers. I got hills and sand dunes. Hills and sand dunes. Okay. Let me put that, place that there. See if it, sorry, I'm not reading the chat. His body is dumped close to the side of Soup Hughesly, so he can just dump the body. His body was where, though? Where do you think they put it? And this is all allegedly. He could be alive still. I'm not getting a clear 100% read. But he was waiting for me to do this. He said he was waiting on me. If you're not subscribed to my channel, could you please do me a favor? It's for free. Subscribe to Mystic Brady and be part of the Mystic Brady bunch. We help people. We have a lot of fun, I think. And we try to use our psychic abilities and our empathic skills for good. Anyhow, please give me a thumbs up. That helps the algorithm. Give me a comment if you can. Yeah. Okay, so Spirit just told me to pick out 4 cards for TIMBO. And then they just want me to talk. What I want to know is, where can we find Timothy Hancock? Where can we find TIMBO? In Georgia. Definitely in Georgia. Within 5 to 7 miles of his house. Can you give me a ride home? I hear, can you give me a ride back? I need a ride back. And they didn't want to give him a ride back. Because they were in an argument. And they were like, no way, no effing way. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry that happened. How can we help you? Get a message to your family. Yes. Just give me in the cards and in my head where you are, where we could find you. Okay, one more. I know I did. Too many. I did too many. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just did 5. Did one more than what I thought I was going to do. Okay. So I got, when I said, give me location, give me clues to where we could find you, Timothy, Edward, Hancock, TIMBO. And I got a failure, 7. Failure. Failure what? It was a failed trip. It was supposed to just be something real fast. And it wasn't good. And we got the 10 of ruin. I'm trying to figure this one out. Okay. Sometimes I just have to put my hand on it to feel. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. I even think he asked somebody, can I just use your cell phone to call my sister? And they wouldn't. They wouldn't let him. In the past, they might have, though. In the past, they might have. We got the Ace of Wands, so I think that is usually good news to, finding a person when that one comes up. And we have oppression, and look what this looks like. It looks like handcuffs, and he's in a place that has a lot of metal. And we have, hi Hi, Kat. Hi, Tabitha. I'm on YouTube all the time. You just have to catch me. Hi, Jen. How you doing? I didn't know you were in here. How you doing, Jen? Unique Unicorn. We're talking about a man that's missing. I'll show you his picture again. He's missing from Georgia. Tifton, Georgia, since about February 2025. And he's about 52 years old. See this area of his body, his throat and chest area? I feel like somebody pushed him. And this, it's weak over here, like his throat, you know. It's like, you know when you get the air knocked out of you? He went missing. He walked out of his house and didn't have shoes on at the time. In this picture, he has shoes on. And he suffers from some mental illness. And he hasn't been seen since. Okay. Yeah. This is just another one picture. I'm always trying to look at this picture. I don't know why, but this picture, he tells me to show more. Okay. So, the last card that I got in this, and this is supposed to be a location deck as well, is interference. And I feel like that was the interference of him getting home. He wanted to get back home. He definitely wanted to get back home. And there's definitely people holding lies, people not telling the full truth, people scared that they're going to get in trouble or blamed, even if it was an accident. So interference is definitely okay. So I'm definitely getting those three people when I look into it, the two males and the one woman, and she has like stringy strawberry reddish hair, auburn hair, and some a little gray, a little bit of gray in there, and something on her face that are like, they look like sores or pimples that got infected, like they're infected. That's what I see, that those three people with him, and then they leave him. And I'm about to tell you the last part that me and Ruby got together collectively, and what Ruby got by herself. Ruby has a YouTube channel called Ruby Just a Texas Medium. So you may go to her channel. We collabed on this one. And you know, you let me know if you want me to do another one. I don't know if I can do another one. I think the only thing I did not do is the dowsing rods. And I can't do it in this sitting because it's a lot of energy from me. I might do it off the air and then tell you the answers. If people have questions, they can give me the questions and I could do it off the air. Okay, so it's on the back. Okay. Ruby kept on coming up with Winston Road, Winston Road, and also that somebody gave him a ride. And there are, when she did the mapping, she said there are several places called Winston or Winston Road. Okay, so that might be something. That might be a good lead. And I'm talking to the family members now, of people who are looking for Timothy Edward Hancock. Almost went on fire over here. Okay, so pillets outside the building. Okay, so Ruby said this. She said there are pillets outside of the building with tons of rubble and trash and stuff, and he is abandoned there. He was abandoned there. Okay, we agreed on that. Like, people always would go there to hang out, maybe smoke or do certain kinds of drugs, recreational drugs, and just hang out, and nobody would bother them there because there's really nothing there. But when after this happened, they never went back because he's there. Okay. And like, I agree with you. I miss you too, Jen. I miss you too, but I'm glad you're here. Yeah, active addiction. Any chance you could turn the music down slightly? Yes. Yes, because I'm almost done. Sorry. Oh, sorry, that was up. I'm sorry, I need the music because it helps me to tap in. And then I have to close up this whole thing. Otherwise, like, I'm haunted, straight up haunted. And I'm protected, but I don't want to see all day long. I don't want to see a shadow person walk by from the side of my eye. I don't want to hear the voices and, because there's so many people looking to get found, that, I couldn't concentrate on myself. So, okay. So, what Ruby had said was that there are pillets. I don't know what pillets are. Maybe it was late at night and I wrote the wrong thing, but something outside the building with tons of rubble and trash and stuff, and he's abandoned there. He is wrapped up in a trap, a pot, in a pile of old trash and garbage, like wrapped up. So you wouldn't even notice him there. On the side of the hangar or the warehouse. Now, I feel like he's inside because I was trying to see if he sees the sun or he sees the moon, and I didn't see that. So I feel like he's in the inside, and that's why the people don't go there anymore. Because if he's not alive, then your body would decompose, and there would be a smell. So therefore, nobody's going to hang out there and, do their rugs, or even just smoking and drinking there, because it wouldn't be pleasurable. And yeah, I agree with Taurus Girl, where you said they were in a rush and they just really didn't bother to do anything. They just like kind of wrapped him up. They went, oh shit. What are we going to do? They should have called 911. They should have called an ambulance. They should have put him in the car and drove him to the hospital. Maybe he had a heart attack with somebody pushing him back. Maybe his heart skipped a beat, Maybe it was the fact that he didn't eat and maybe he needed food. Okay. So that's all I have. That was a lot, though, I think. And I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank Ruby, just a Texas medium. She's on YouTube. And anybody who has any information about Timothy Edward Hancock, you can call up and not give your name. You could just give your information, or even if you want to give them my video. I stopped calling up the cops with my videos because I worked on so many cases, and I would call them up and try to give them my information. They never called me back. So, but if you as a citizen send them my video, maybe it'll help. Okay, let me show you. Timothy Edward Hancock. His nickname is TIMBO, and you can call Detective Maudlin 229-402-6809. Okay, so the only other thing I would do, but like I said, I can't do it now. I gotta take a break from any kind of this stuff, is I would do my dowsing rods, and I would say, like, is he here or there, and do yes or no questions with this. But like I said, it takes so much energy from me that I couldn't do it now. So I hope this helps. I'm gonna continue trying to see if I can tap in. But for now, I'm gonna do a closing prayer and then be out of here. Get to do a couple of other things that I gotta do. And let me just do a closing prayer for us. Okay, I'm now closing. Thank you so much for giving me information from my guides and from the guides of Timothy. But right now I am closing my energy to the other realm, to the spirit guides. I don't, until further notice, I don't want to see anything or feel anything or hear anything until I say I'm opening it up again. In the name of Jesus, please protect me, my family, and those I read for, and help us to find Timothy and all the missing. In Jesus' name, amen. Love you guys. Namaste.